What's up, co-reporters, and welcome back to my channel. There is an update on the CPS hearing between Jenelle and obviously CPS that went down on Tuesday. As usual, the U.S. Suns got the juice, so definitely don't hesitate to head over to their website if you need any more details on what went down, but I will give you the overview. So it seems as though, based on their reporting, David Eason may have tried to antagonize Jace's mother, Barbara Evans, in the parking lot by parking close to her. I don't know if it was an intimidation tactic or what, but it was in true typical David fashion. So he was there despite the fact that there is a current order barring him from being anywhere near Jace. But because Jace did not show up to the hearing, he was not necessary for the hearing. David took some time out of his busy day of being unemployed and raggedy to drive Jenelle to the courthouse. And so you see him over there in that middle image towards the bottom. And according to the U.S. Suns reporter that was on the scene, there were no cars in the parking lot behind the courthouse. Yet David felt the need to park right by Barbara Evans's car and take up 2 lanes as well in doing so. And I feel like that's typical him, trying to intimidate her and just be all up in her space. Do you guys remember when Jenelle first started bringing him around, how he would film Barbara and stuff, trying to catch her in gotcha moments and whatnot? He would have his camera all up in her face and whatnot. This to me felt like another instance of that. One thing David gets off on is not working, of course. And number 2, not intimidating, but antagonizing people. And I do feel like this was something that he was trying to do to Barbara in the car that Jenelle bought. Wow, what a loser. I'm sorry, you guys, to use the L word, but I feel like it truly applies when we talk about David Eason, because wow. So anyway, Barbara was the first to show up. She arrived 15 minutes before the hearing, which was scheduled for 2 p.m. And according to the Sun sources, there wasn't any significant movement towards a custody resolution. And there is a special hearing still set for December 4th. So that's just next week, where we'll get more information on what's going to happen now moving forward, now that Jace has also run away from Barbara's house. Mind you, David also appeared in court this week. I believe he was in court just yesterday. So the day after his shenanigans here. And one thing that's fascinating that the Sun actually notified us on was that David and Jenelle stayed back at the courthouse a little bit longer because this was when he took the opportunity to finally go ahead and sign a lawyer on to his case. And so they're also saying that it seems like it's strategic that David chose to have not only a female lawyer representing him, but a woman who is just getting off of maternity leave. I think that he believes that that will make him look somewhat sympathetic as he faces these child abuse charges, but I just don't think it's going to work, to be honest with you. But we'll see how that ultimately ends up playing out. This is not his first time working with this illegal team. In fact, he worked with the man on his last time that he and Jenelle lost custody of the children. His name is William Gore. And, you know, obviously we know how that turned out. Somehow, some way, he and Jenelle managed to regain custody of those children back in 2020. And now, instead of working with William Gore, I think by strategy, he is working with Tara Gore. I don't know if Tara is William's wife or daughter or what have you, but she is on maternity leave and she doesn't come back until January 1st. And that is why David's new hearing, after the continuance that he was granted, is set to take place in early January, because that is when his lawyer can come back and represent him. So that's pretty much all I've got for now, you guys, in regards to this situation, the parking lot kind of situation, David and Jenelle spending 45 minutes extra in the courthouse in order to fill out paperwork to bring on this attorney. Yeah, I wonder how they're getting the money to pay for these attorneys for all of these legal problems that they have between custody and just legal issues as well, criminal. I don't know how much. I really would like to know how much money Jenelle makes on OnlyFans. I heard that it's off of like even like the slightest interactions with people just to get a comment off of her after she posts pictures or something. People pay extra. So I heard that you can make a pretty penny on OnlyFans, even if you are Jenelle Evans. So maybe, you know, they're not doing so bad, but who knows? It's just wild to me how they can't keep out of trouble. You know, keeping out of trouble saves you money, yet they don't want to. I guess it's easy for David to stay in trouble because he has no money, right? He is just over there as Janelle's sugar baby. And so with him not having any concept of money, he can go ahead and frivolously waste his wife's money, right? What's it to him? You know, all he has to do is tell her to spread her cheeks again on the internet, and more money is going to fly out of the sky. So he really doesn't give an F. Oof, the whole thing just sends shivers down my spine and gives me the heebie-jeebies. I do think it was lovely that Barbara showed up to court and everything. You know, again, I always say this, at her age, like I feel terrible for her. This is not how she should be spending her time, right? But alas, here she is in her 70s, still fighting in court for her son, Jace Evans. And oh God, to be a fly on the wall in that hearing, to see how things play out. Again, I really do hope that they stop allowing Jenelle to have control over Jace's medicine. You know, if he needs to be back on his medication to help sort of balance out his behavior and everything, and just like for his own good and his own health, then I really, really hope that that is something that they are able to do for him and whatnot, you know. And if he needs to be back in therapy, I really hope that CPS can overrule or overturn her authority on all of that and put him back in the therapy that he needs. I don't think that Jenelle has pulled him off of these things for his own good. I think that she is deep into some kind of conspiracy theory rabbit hole. And she also just, you know, and it's evidenced by the way she laughed at the news of Jace running away from Barbara's house. She wants to win this. It's not about Jace getting better. It's not about him progressing and doing well and thriving. It's about winning to her. And the best way for Jenelle to quote unquote win, aka keep Jace suffering no matter where he's at, so that she can prove quote unquote that she's not the problem, is to refuse to allow anybody to give him his proper medication. So I really, truly hope that CPS kind of fights back on that, because this woman, in my opinion, is very malicious. In my opinion, she's very vile. She's disturbed and has no business making any kinds of decision for Jace. But listen, that is just my opinion at the end of the day. And I have to keep repeating that it's my opinion in case David tells Jenelle to go fart on OnlyFans a little bit, or whatever it is they do over there, so that she can come on over here and try to sue me next. So I've made it very clear, David, these are just my opinions. It's my opinion, as Tamra would say from the Real Housewives of Orange County. Anyway, you guys, let me know what you think about all of this, and I will catch you in my next video, okay? Take care. Bye.